Okay, well here I am at the trailhead. That's the trailhead right there. I don't think very many people have been through here, but I did some cutting so you can get through. But that's okay. I'm gonna admit something. Um, it's situations like this that it keeps the looky-loos down. All right, I just finished getting through the most private part of this ranch. This is the old Williams Ranch, but it's still in the family, but it's underneath a different name now. And the trail goes through it actually, and we're still on their land, but there's an easement for this trail up to where their land ends, and it's just right around the corner. But this is where we're going, and I'm not going to do this the whole way, but I wanted to just detail the juxtaposition, all that lushness down there, and then just open chaparral up here. And it's also a pretty damn rocky route. First really good views of Baldtop Mountain. The summit is over there in that direction, out of sight. We're not above the coastal layer yet, but this is the part where it's a little clear around the land, just below, literally right around the corner there. You can't see anything, but here you can. So onward ho. Okay, usually I go up further and then I cut up to the left, but it's really steep and I got a full pack on. And I've always wondered about just taking that wow, now we're in this full-blown sunshine there. I've always thought about coming up this and going up that way and hugging the side of the woods here. So that's what I'm going to try today. I'm laying a track so that I can actually, you know, see it when I get back the exact way I went. All right, now we're completely off trail. That's the trail, and we got sunshine coming up right around the corner. Well, we're on an animal trail slash occasional human use trail. It's off trail, but I mean, you can see the path that animals went through. And Baldtop is it's in that direction. It's higher than where you can see, kind of hidden because it's kind of rounded on the top. And anyway, we're going to be coming back on this trail up there, I think. Swinging around, coming down. Oh, I know. I'm going to be coming down from over there. Down, down, down. And then there's a section where it's pretty long and it's nice. It's got woods. It's over there. It's in that direction. Really, really scenic. I like it there. And then we're going to come out and then go down there. But this is where I am so far. What do you think, huh? Pretty nice view. Way above the coastal layer now. I wonder if I could see my my cairns that I set on the second ridge over. I can't see. I can see the rock it's on, but I can't see the. It's very hard to see. But let me see if I can point. It's right in there. Second ridge over, not the first one. It's a little further over. And that's marking a a route that I like to bushwhack. It's not even an animal trail, it's just a pure bushwhack. Oh man, this is so beautiful here. All right, let's get going. We got a steep section right here. We're in a small little bay grove. This is bay laurel. It's very closely related to avocado, and it's a lauraceae and bay laurel. And anyway, this is the preferred way to do a little crouching down to get through this next little bit, but then it's a little open after that, and then we'll be back up in the grass again. That's a nice place to sit down here and have a little break out of the sun when it's really piping hot out, which is not right now, but maybe on the way back we might stop here and just veg out for a while. Okay, see this fence right here? So we are now officially on the Hearst Ranch property. We just passed over this fence, and here's our view behind us. There's a really outstanding view here on Baldtop. Heading on your way up, it's probably one of the more scenic ones along the entire coast. Another scenic section would be Baldtop Ridge, just this side of Mount Mars. And then if you can get up high enough on Mount Mars, you can get some really good pictures over there too. They have you can see the same coast here, but it's a little further away, and then there's a lot more undulations and stuff like that. And yeah, this is pretty cool. Very steep. I think I'm in my last, I think I'm just at 3/4 right now of the way up. So got a little, oh, look at the deers. 2 deers. Nice. Well, we're in the final stretch. This, see this part right here? The monument is right up on the high point of that. We're gonna go around this side because there's a trail, and then, well, it's a cattle trail. See? Very scenic right here. I love this spot. Very beautiful. Very, very, very scenic. A lot of cattle trails. You gotta know which one. Well, I arrived. I'm at the summit of Baldtop. Walking underneath the big tree, big oak tree. There's only one tree on the top of Baldtop Mountain. Let's come around here and take a look at the view. Oh, you've seen enough of the ocean. Let's take a look at some of the inland area. So technically we're on the Hearst Ranch here, so it doesn't say anything on any fences or whatever. These are ultra steep routes down. Ultra steep. See, elk camp is I think it's over there. Pretty sure. Here's that big oak tree. I'm gonna swap some clothes out, because I got 2 layers on. I got a base layer and I got my jolly And I'm going to take the base layer off because it's now sun up, and it's going to only get warmer from now. And although it's not warm here yet. I mean, it's not hot. Let's put it that way. All right, and then Mount Mars is over there. And let's see here. Looking for Baldtop or Star Point Trail, but it's really hard to tell. There's 3 peaks, and then the 4th one on the right is not part of 3 peaks. But our trail comes down over there. It's pretty far away. Don't think that I would even be able to see the actual trail from here without serious magnification. All right, so we're gonna drink a liter, swap some clothes, maybe eat a few carrot sticks, and get on going. Just leaving Baldtop. We'll be crossing real soon back into the Los Padres National Forest. Some of my favorite hiking. With no obstacles and off trail. Oh, this is a cow trail. The cow trails count as off trail to me. There's turkey right over there. A whole bunch of them. They were really close to me, and I kind of scared them away. But they're all... I could go up there. There we go. Can you see one right through there? She's got her head straight up. I don't see any roosters. Oh wait, maybe that big one over there is. There's a bunch of them. Alright, well here I am at the place where Baldwin Ranch Road is over there, but I didn't walk on it. I go completely off trail throughout this whole section. And now we're heading down. Oh, I was going to say something, that when you look around, there's like no tracks coming down here. So if you didn't know where this was, you would miss it. This is an epic route through here. I would record the whole thing, but I need 2 hands. So we'll just do a little bit here. Yeah, I think I need 2 hands up here. Yep. Thing fell down even more now. Okay, just made it to Dutra Creek. I was thinking I'd pick up water here, but I don't like that it's not running faster. And it doesn't look like there's really any good sections to scoop up a really good scoop out of a pool. Like, it's only like 2 inches deep in most places. So I think I'm gonna I haven't done lunch yet, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go up and over to the next really good shady spot up out of the creek, and have my lunch there, drink another liter of water, and then I'll have 1 liter of lemonade. homemade, sweetened with stevia. All right, I'm gonna do lunch here. I don't know what the time is, but it's around noon, and I'm gonna drink a liter. I'm gonna have 2 avocados, a couple of sticks of celery, and a couple of sticks of carrots, and save the rest for Dutra Flat Camp tonight or later this afternoon. I don't know what time it is, but I got all the time of the day. But one thing I do want to say is my foot, my right foot, is not doing good, and it seems like it's all the bushwhacking that I'm having some serious heel pains, and I'm having cramped, you know, tendons or ligaments or whatever, and muscles in there, they're all cramping, and I wish I knew what was that, but you know, I could. You know what? This is the answer. I should start taking those magnesium pills again. Here I am standing in the middle of Dutra's old homestead. He obtained 160 acres for free, basically, except that he had to improve it, which he did. Those 2 trees are the last. Oh, hang on. That cypress grove straight ahead, that's mostly dead. That's the last part of the cypress trees that gave his house shade in the afternoon. Because it gets hot here. In fact, it's warm right now. Whoops, there we go. That tree is a pear, and that tree is an almond. And they're left over from Dutra's homestead. They very rarely do they fruit, but when they do, the almond tree fruits quite a bit, actually. Oops, sorry. I was trying to keep my glove from falling. Well, I'm getting near the end of my climbing abilities, and I got another climb up there, but it's more gentle than what I went through pretty much all day. Well, here I am at Dutra Flat Camp, and I'm camping in the camp. Here's my water system, the picnic table, and I'm bushed. It's just a little after 6 o'clock p.m. and I'm going to bed now. I'm really hoping that tomorrow is gonna be okay, because this foot is aching like crazy. I met a really cool hiker. I'll talk more about that later, but he wants to come help Jeff and I on our trail building trips, and he's just really gung-ho. Okay, just leaving Dutra Flat Camp. It's like 5:35, 5:40, something like that. There was a little bit of a moon last night, enough to give a little bit of light this morning. And you can see there's the moon, Venus and Mars. Anyway, I like to get started really early because, yeah, I just like to get started early. All right, I'll see you guys later. Okay, I'm on the Dutra Saddle Ridge, heading up to Mount Mars. And we're going to catch the sunrise on this trail. I'll stop when it gets really pretty. Well, I'm a good distance up the way to Mount Mars, and the sun's coming up, and yeah, I'm on the Dutra Saddle Ridge. I climbed up a little bit higher. The trail is actually, oh, I guess the trail is right here. Well, that's one of them. Whoops, that's one of them. There's another one that went down lower and connects up here to avoid going up this high spot, but I wanted to get a view, so I just came up here. It's pretty nice. My foot's still killing me from yesterday, but I'm working with it. I'm just going slow, making sure that I don't make it any worse. What a joke, huh? It'll probably be worse when I get done with the hike today, because I'm going to be going up. Now that's not that's a false summit. There's another one that's higher beyond that. And then I'll be going down that ridge, way over, and then I'll be going down, and then around, and then down. Most of this hike, more than 50% of this hike is completely off trail. And I call this an off-trail route too, because it's still a bushwhacking route. Even though I did a lot of trail cleanup to get the roadblocks cleared up, it's still bushwhacking, and you still have to know how to navigate, because there's like false tunnels, brush tunnels, and anyway, enough yapping. First rays of sun are hitting Baldtop Ridge over there, and they're coming from over in that direction. So the sun is actually up, but can't see it right here. Isn't that beautiful though? I love this. This is a very nice view, looking down at the Dutra watershed. Very, very beautiful. As I'm climbing further up to, that's the falls summit up there. Look at that, here it is. And it's coming over the highest part of that ridge over there. That ridge is the ridge that's above Dutra Flat Camp. And I think the highest place on it is like 2750, I think, something like that. It's going to be hot as soon as the sun comes up, so soon I have to take off one of my layers. All right. That's the last bit of the trail up to Mount Mars summit. I'm not going up there today. I've got a really long hike. I'm not taking any extras along the way, but this is now Mount Mars Trail, going up to Mount Mars and going this way to County Line Road, which is really no longer a road. I shouldn't really call it County Line Road, but it is way down at the bottom. But anyway, yeah, I've got just a really big hike here, a lot of elevation, a lot of steepness, and I'm just going to save my energy. I've been to Mount Mars a million times, so, well, what's 1,000,001? Nice view from here. Beautiful day. sun is up now, and yeah, now I'm gonna enjoy. Now that was a little bushwhacky. When I did that, I did the whole thing, the whole distance in one day, and I took my loppers and my pruners, but there I could have done a lot more pruning, because it's still really bushwhacky in some sections, and but I got all the roadblocks out, so yeah, I didn't get any ripped clothing today, which is good. All right, so let's head on back. Okay, this is a section that I did 1 week, and then Jeff and I came back and we really cleaned it up and prettied it up. There's only a little bit of brush contact here with these lower lying manzanitas. Oh, there's a big spider web. Sorry, spider. So the lower manzanita is, well, I didn't go down to the ground to cut it because of my SI joint problems. So, but you can see all of our cuts along the way. Made 1,000 of them, maybe 2,000. And this was one of the really tight areas that you can now get through. With minimal contact. I think I need both hands. Sorry. Okay. Well, you can see our work. That's now cleared up there, and so some areas are a little tighter than others, but you know, subsequent trips, when I've got the energy, I'll make it even better. Okay. It's an old ponderosa pine. I was here the year that it fell. And now it's just getting eaten up. Of course, it was probably already kind of rotten in some areas, and that's why it fell. Anyway, let's get on. So here I am now, finally on Baldtop Ridge. We're going to have a nice ocean view the whole way back. And that's where I came down from. But about, I think, 500 feet higher in elevation, maybe a little bit more. And this is, well, I call it Baldtop Ridge Road, but this is the original Baldwin Ranch Road before they put a road down into Ragged Point. They came over here to County Line Road and went down there because County Line Road was already there. And so they decided to hook up to that instead of build a whole other road going down to the highway. And besides, this is Monterey County, and Ragged Point Road, or Baldwin Ranch Road over there, is Slow County, and Baldwin Ranch is on Monterey County. See where I'm looking right there? It's an old historic road. It's all grown over now, but you can take that all the way down to County Line Road. It's pretty difficult, but doable. There's another one, another two of them further up here that, well, one of them just goes down. Actually, it doesn't go down all the way through, but I used one of them as a track on my first trail, which to this day I still call my trail, even though I have a lot of trails. It was my first one, so name sticks. Yeah, pretty dang steep up here, isn't it? All right, let's continue. So this morning, I was behind this pine tree on the other side. Then I hiked up to the saddle. Then I went up to Mount Mars. And now I'm coming back this way. And I'm going to be going way over there. And then cutting down. Before I do that, though, I'm going to stop up here at where my trail ends and meets this road, and where my favorite oak is. It's a name. I gave it that name. It's not really my favorite, but I gave it my name, that name, back in the day, because I would come out and go hammocking underneath a single oak, and so I'd come up from down there, climb all the way up to the top, hammock, and then turn around and go back. I was pretty heavy still then. That was all I could do. And because you could get a hammock up there, I called it my favorite oak. And it's coming right up here. In fact, I can see it right now. And we'll take a break, eat an avocado, drink some water, drink a liter. And then also I have a little bit of extra water in my bag that I filter from, and I'll use that water to heat up and make some broccoli soup. So that'll be my only food for today until I get home. is 1 avocado and broccoli soup. And for the record, it's about 8:20, 8:30, somewhere in there. It's a little after 8, but I don't know exactly how much. I very rarely do I look at the clock. So my favorite oak is coming up over there. I'll show you when we get there. All right, here's my favorite oak. Really close to the road, and my trail goes down there. Which I see nobody has taken this year. Or if they did, they didn't leave any trace of it, because it's all just non-trampled grass. All right, this is where we're gonna take a little break. I'm gonna sit against this tree. Have something to eat and drink. Okay, coming up left, that's the way I went down yesterday. And if I was going back to Ragged Point, I would take the continuation of that trail over to the other side, which is right up here. Some people just call it the Cowboy Trail. Jean LeBlanc calls this part on the right, down to Baldwin Ranch Road, he calls that Perry's Trail. He tells all of his friends, all the people that he hikes with, he tells them that was my trail. And I'm like, wow, I just discovered it. I didn't actually do anything to make it. You should go look at my trail, because that's where I put all my effort in back in the day. Anyway, you go down from here. See, the trail empties right here, and then you just continue on. And it goes swings around right there, and drops down a little, and it goes around that rock on the right side of it. And then it makes a right, and then it makes a left, and it goes down that ridge over there that you see. And it's pretty well just keep going down, but there are some places where you could be fooled and have to backtrack and come back up again. So I haven't flagged it, but I know the route. Actually, Jeff and I discovered it together when we were doing, so it's not really my trail, but that's what Jean says. But I don't like these long road walks in the open sun and lots of ups and downs. Believe it or not, this adds a lot of elevation climb, traveling along this from Baldtop to Mount Mars. Probably another, if you add it all up, probably another maybe 800 to 1,000 feet of climb and descend, because there's just so many undulations, and it's in the wide open, not like right here. This is really nice right here. I like this part. It's nice and cool, shady most times of the day. Late afternoon, it's not too shady, but in most places. But there are some places that are still shady, even in, they're shady all day long. Excuse me. So yeah, this is kind of nice. My foot's in a lot of pain. I don't want to, but I might wimp out on my original hike. We'll have to see how I feel when I get to this this route over by the spring. Because at some point I could just bail out early and continue down right into Baldwin Ranch Road, or I can do the off-trail, continuing on off-trail through some more steepness and well, you know, come to think of it, it's steep no matter where coming down from here, except for Baldwin Ranch Road, and I don't want to walk on that. And then when I get down there, I have maybe about a mile and a half to my car on Highway 1. I don't like really walking that section. Sorry for rambling. Thank you for watching. I'll hook up with you at the next interesting place. That little route you see going sideways here, that's going to the underside of the spring. The spring is up a little bit from that line there, but that's the way to get there. And you can see that the cows have literally found their way over to the spring. But the spring is also tapped. And there should be a tank over here. Like a blue one, I think. Black. Oh, and a blue tub. There you go. I remember there was something. Oh, there's another tank. So there's a big tank. Oh, that's a big rock. Never mind. So there's one tank and one bathtub. And they've got another bathtub up there, and that's for like the runoff when it's completely full. And it comes from over there. I'm contemplating going that way instead of climbing up higher and around this thing and then back down again. I think I can get through without it being too sketchy. At least I hope. That's what I'm going to try, to limit my my climb and descent. So here we are. They tap the spring, they got a pipe. Goes down and around and up and down and over to those tanks. And that bathtub over there too. I bet that one's on auto, just auto go. Look at all the green below it. Yeah, it's only that way for, you know, a couple of months at the most. But then it dries up, and then that tank is what carries the water on. So let's see here, the spring is right up there. I'm not going to go up there. You really need mountaineering boots around here if you're doing that kind of uphill. And I'll just slip and slide, and I don't like that. So it's in that hollow up there. There's like just a few little bushes surrounding it. Like coastal chaparral stuff. And I think they put this bramble here to discourage, see there's a fence right here. So the spring is right up in there. I'm going to continue on in this direction. And this is the ridge, we will be doing our first third of the way down. From getting down off the ridge. So I should have specified that. Cow trail. I almost lost it there. Okay. And now we come up here, break right, go on a slight contour up to the right here. The cows determine some of the better routes if you're already tired, because they don't really like going up and down and up and down. So they prefer establishing routes, R-O-U-T-E-S, where they don't use up all of their energy of eating grass in their metabolism. So they seek for, a gentle up or down slope, as opposed to anything steep. Not to say that they can't do something ultra steep, but they just don't. They prefer saving their energy. And in the end, if you eat that animal, I don't, but if you do, then just know that by them doing what they do, that makes bigger stakes. That's ultimately how it translates to. Alright, so I am now on the ridge. Whew. Wow. Okay. That was a workout, doing that part. But, if nothing is more difficult than what I did this morning for as long, then, oh boy, now I forgot. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop this now. Stop this nonsense. And maybe I don't. It's kind of weird how, like, the way that this land rolls out here, you see a lot of different angles, and some of them actually do look, there's enough similarities so that if you see something, you think you're in another place, which is what just happened to me back there. So no, we're going this way. Lovely, huh? You like that? I just came down from that up there. It was sketchy for my present foot and knee condition. This is where we're at. And soon I'm going to be breaking left and going down. And then I'll hook up to Williams Ranch Road further down. I'll take you there. I'm going to try and cross it and break up to left at some point and hit our trail or road. It's a remnant of an old road. I came down from up here. Whoops. From up here. Oh, hang on. Pretty steep. That's where I came down from. So you want to cross, get over on that side, and probably where screen center is where I'm going to cut up left, because this is too steep to just bushwhack up. I don't have any, there's nothing to hold on to. Wrong footwear. Just going to give you a little 360. Oh, I'm going to have to pull the camera down. Yeah. Isn't that magical? This part here, not so magical, but it's part of it. That's full 360. Alrighty. Windswept bay tree. Windswept bay tree.